morning, everyone. You're listening to WHAM, Wairarapa. I'm Hayley Gastmeyer, and I'm here to tell you what's happening around the region this week. It's 8:10, and it's Friday, the 6th? Yeah, it's the 6th of July already. Got quite a few events to get through today, and I think we were going to have a guest coming in. I think Murray from the Community Law Centre might be popping in shortly, but I haven't confirmed that for a couple of weeks. So fingers crossed that he turns up. I didn't do my usual reminder. Today kicks off the A Real Difference Conference 2018, which is actually the annual conference for the Learning Disabilities Association of New Zealand. There's events happening at the Solway Copthorne Hotel over the weekend, and it launches today. And Matt Strawbridge, he's from Wellington. He's a young man who's doing amazing things for children in schools that have dyslexia. He is going to be one of the guest speakers tonight, I think. Let's see if there's a time. Well, here we go. So 7 p.m. is the official launch by Tracy Martin. That'll be followed by families, including students and local teachers, joining with attendees to meet and hear Matt Strawbridge from Dyslexia Potential. He's the inspiring young man I was just speaking of. Then on Saturday, tomorrow, there's a breakfast meeting for delegates for member organisations. Speakers during the day will include Gabriel Sorensen and Paul Smith. School relationship managers at NZQA, Carla McNeil, Director of Learning Matters, Kim Morris, founder of Progress in Learning, and then Joe White, who's a psychologist and assessor. There will be a celebratory dinner in the evening with speakers. So that's the events for tomorrow. And then on Sunday, the 8th of July, forums with speakers including Professional James Chapman from Massey University, and a meeting of the LDANS Council, which is the Learning Disabilities Association of New Zealand, and the LDANS AGM. So the AGM is on Sunday. And the conference will conclude in time for attendees to catch the 4:50 p.m. train to Wellington. How convenient. And exhibitors will also present a range of educational product displays at the conference. So A Real Difference Conference kicks off tonight at 7 p.m. with the official opening at Solway Copthorne Hotel, and then there's events for the next 2 days. So I've got a registration form here in my hand. I'm not sure how to get that to you if you want it, but is there any phone numbers? Here we go. Call this number if you're keen to get along to any of these events that I've just talked about. 06 370 8032. So one more time, that is 06 370 8032. Or you can email Ida, or is that Elda? LDA Wairarapa at gmail.com. So that's Learning Disabilities Association. So LDA Wairarapa at gmail.com. Fabulous. And now what's Michael put in my cubby hole? This looks exciting. Here we go. This is for next week. It's the Wairarapa Bird Club annual show. It's going to be at Lakeview School Hall in Masterton. It's actually, next weekend, so the 14th and 15th of July. Birds will be for sale. And it's open to the public Saturday 1 till 5, and then Sunday 9 till 12. So Saturday afternoon, Sunday morning, $2 entry, and you can go along and buy birds. And I really like this poster that they've put together. It's very cute. Okay, let's go and check out what other events are happening around the Wairarapa this week, including this coming week, including the weekend and today. Tonight, Freedom Express, they will be performing at Club Wairarapa. Now, They'll be there from 7:30pm. You know where Club Wairarapa is, eh? That's on the corner of Essex and Chapel Street in Masterton. This is a free event. Colin and Michelle make up Freedom Express, a very versatile two-piece vocal group who are dedicated to entertaining crowds throughout New Zealand. So, Club Wairarapa will be the place to be if you want to check out Colin and Michelle and see what they get up to. Sunset Cinema, they've got their... I read this out last week, didn't I? It was a week early. Baden is a film being screened tonight at the Carterton Event Centre, 7:30pm. Yeah, as I said, it's part of the Sunset Cinema. You can get a membership ticket for $30. It's a 3-month membership. Now I'll just read this little blurb that they've put together about what Baden, the film is about. It's a coming-of-age comedy about a ditzy French 20-something looking for meaning in her life. But that sounds like nothing new. But first-time director Rachel Lang's Baden is utterly distinctive. Anna is a chaotically disorganised driver in a movie shoot who borrows one of the swanky hire cars and returns to her hometown of Strasbourg, where she flirts between the old flames and decides to renovate her grandma's bathroom despite knowing nothing about plumbing or tiling. That sounds like it actually could be quite a laugh. How do you get a ticket? It does not... Okay, you can go onto Event Finder, which is www.eventfinder, finder with an A at the end, .co.nz. And if you go onto the Baden, Carterton event, Sunset Cinema event, then there will be ticket information and then a button where you can say buy ticket. Otherwise, I would suggest Google Sunset Cinema, see if they've got their own webpage. They might have a Facebook page. Or you could call up the event centre and see if someone picks up and say, hey, how do I go about coming along to this film? Oh, this is always a fun event. I've gone a couple of times. Oh, no, I've only been to the Paint the Masterpiece Sip by Sip once. Now, this is put on at Ventana Creative Collective. I think it might be the first Friday of each month. It's $60 to get in. That includes all the painting materials and a tutor. And also a glass of wine. And is it dessert? Yes. Might be nibbles. I don't know. Some snacks. Dessert. There we go. Join a jovial crowd with music, fun and laughs. Our painting tutor will go over the basic techniques used in the painting so everyone has a fair start. So it doesn't say who the tutor is this time round, but they always pick a famous masterpiece painting, and everyone paints the same image, and tutor will be there to give you tips on how to get your best, put your best foot forward on that canvas. So $60. You got to be 15 or over. The phone number to call is Ventana's phone number. They're in Martinborough on Kitchener Street. It's a little gallery with a studio out the back. So the number to call is 06 306 9488. So 306 9488. Southern Cookout is happening at Bar Salute in Greytown today and tomorrow and on Sunday and well, yeah. Oh, and the last few days. All right, what's this all about? Come celebrate the 4th of July at Salute with a week-long American-style Southern cookout with all the fixings from sticky pork ribs to old-fashioned apple pie. Old-fashioned apple pie a la mode. Apparently they've got it covered, so just leave the fireworks at home. All right, so this is a American-style cookout being put on at Salute to celebrate the 4th of July. And as I said, it continues on from the last few days and runs until Sunday. So it's obviously free to get in, but you're going to have to pay for your food and whatnot, no doubt. So to book a table, call Salute on 06 304 9825. 304 9825, or visit the website. Cool. Now, I haven't got anyone lurking in the background, do I? You guys can see that window over there. Yeah, sometimes people poke their heads through. It's a bit of excitement in the studio when it's not me here alone. Wairarapa Rose Society pruning demonstration. This is happening at Queen Elizabeth Park in Masterton tomorrow from 11 till 12, so it's 1 hour. It's free. The Wairarapa Rose Society is holding a pruning demonstration at Queen Elizabeth Park from 11 till 12. That's exactly what was written above. Fabulous. If wet, it will be held on Saturday, the 14th of July, and everyone's welcome. So it's going to be tomorrow at 11 in the park there at the Rose Garden. But if it's wet, then it's going to be the following Saturday. And the winter lineup is happening at the Greytown Hotel. Excuse me. Now, it's going to be tomorrow, and it looks like it's every Saturday or every few Saturdays. So we've got one this Saturday, tomorrow. We've got the 14th of July, the 11th of August, and the 1st of September so far is what they've outlined. It's a free event. Beat the winter blues or even shake them off at the Top Pub. They're very proud to host an excellent lineup of live music this winter. There's 4 key dates to put in your diary, but watch the space because there might be more announced. There we go. So the 16th of June, which has already been. So July the 7th, that's tomorrow. Good as Gold by name and by nature. So I think that's Good as Gold. They're going to be performing tomorrow. What time? 9 p.m. possibly. Yep, 9 p.m. is when it kicks off. And then the 14th of July, so the following Saturday, next Saturday, is Uncle Monkey. 11th of August, the Travellers. And September the 1st is the Shenanigans. So massive winter in the Top Pub by name and by nature is just what one line says. Okay, cool. So the Greytown Hotel, the Top Pub, pretty sure everyone knows where that is. It's on the main street, hey? As you drive through Greytown, if you're heading south, it's on the left. If you're heading north, it's on the right. It's R18. It's free to get in. And, live music on various Saturdays from tomorrow, 9 p.m. Okay, let's click back here and see what else is happening. We've got all the markets. I'm sure everyone knows about them by now, but just in case you don't, always handy to be reminded, the Wairarapa Farmers Market is a weekly event that happens at the top of Queen Street in the Farriers car park in the undercover section. Kicks off at 9, it runs until 1 every Saturday morning. And it's held rain or shine. There's picnic tables, and there'll be coffee, food that you can eat. There'll be preserves to take home. Of course, there'll be seasonal fresh produce. Looks like coffee, eggs, berries, bread, jam, fruit, pickles, slices, cheese, wine, pies, cakes, soup, vegetables, and more. And then also, plants, olive oil, lavender products, and artisan crafts. So I don't know if all of those things will be there tomorrow, but I think it's sort of whoever's free pops along. To be honest, I've never been to the Masterton one because I go to the South Wairarapa market, which that's a very good segue. The farmers, it's not, I don't know if it's a farmers market, but the Featherston fresh produce market. The Featherston market is on Saturday as well, and that's just off State Highway 2 near the railway tracks there on the main street, Fitzherbert Street, just behind the Baker and Lang's Pharmacy car park. You can go through the gates, and in there will be fresh produce. The really cute, nice couple, I guess the fresh produce crew, they're from Levin. They apparently get up at 2 o'clock or they leave at 2 o'clock to get here in time and all set up for the market, which kicks off at 8. It runs until 2 every Saturday. That one's in Featherston. And then on Sunday, there's 2 more markets, one in Masterton, one in Carterton. The Carterton Farmers Market is at Memorial Square, that's on High Street. That one runs from 9 until just before 1 every Sunday. And there's... That one's already been. Buy locally grown fresh veggies, Wairarapa produced olive oils, honey and much more. Watch out for the monthly bumper market too on the second Sunday of the month with additional stalls and entertainment for the kids. So it looks like they do this market every Sunday from 9 a.m, but on the second Sunday of the month there's additional stalls and entertainment for the kids. So that's a good one to pop along to. Then, of course, there's the car boot sale on the corner of Essex and Chapel Street. So it's opposite Club Wairarapa, and that's like in that car park next to Property Brokers. That kicks off pretty early, I think, and that's on a Sunday morning. And then the doggy deli, the doggy treats pop-up doggy deli is going to be at the Featherston market this week. Might be at the other markets too. And if you don't know what that is, that's gourmet food, little treats for your dogs made here locally in Wairarapa with human-grade ingredients, apparently. So that's good, nice. You want to give your body the best fuel that you can, and I guess it's the same for the animals as well. You function better if you've got clean things going through your system, eh? All right, there's a fundraising housey is going to be at the Empire Hotel on Sunday the 8th of July. That's this Sunday from 1 until 4. Now, it's fundraising for the kitty cat rehoming, which is, I think, led by, is it Lee Priday? And she puts, she takes in stray cats or dumped cats and rehomes them and gets them all, gets them healthy and gets all their jabs and microchips and neutered and whatnot, I think, before they go and find a new home. So I think it's her that does it, but I shouldn't talk if I don't really know, should I? Just guessing. Fundraising housey in support of kitty cats rehoming. This has been listed by Tracy, so maybe this is a different outfit. All proceeds go to support Featherston's own cat rescue, kitty cats rehoming, great prizes in support of a great cause. So it says it's R18, but it's free to head along. However, it's a fundraiser, so you'll have to put your hands in your pockets sooner or later. It's at the Empire Hotel, which is on Johnston Street, and it's a Sunday from 1 p.m. until 4. Look, it's 28 minutes past 8. A guest hasn't shown up, but I think that the blame really probably does lie in at my feet, because I didn't, we organised this 2 weeks ago, and I didn't do a very good job of reminding or double checking that Murray would be free. So maybe we'll get him to come along next week. So apologies that you have to put up with just me today, but we'll get through these events and then I'll leave you to your day. Now, the sun is shining outside, which is awesome, but it's very frosty. You might have to put a couple of buckets of cold water on your windscreen before you head on the road. Very, very chilly, but the sun is out, so that's great. The NZ Pacific Studio is presenting something at Aratoi on Sunday. Let's see. Join international dancer currently in the Wairarapa for an afternoon of dance and film at Aratoi, our artist in residence at New Zealand Pacific Studio, which is at Mount Bruce, eh? It's a really nice old house, and there's they always have different artists living there, and they all collaborate and do cool things. It seems like a really fun place to hang out. My colleague Cal went up there for a day recently and just said it was such an inspiring place to be, but I've never been there myself, but I'd suggest you head along. They have open days all the time. I'll let you know about them. So the artist in residence at New Zealand Pacific Studio is we're really dragging it out. Who is it? Contemporary dance by Aurora Lagatuta. Lagatuata. Oh, I'm very sorry, Aurora. Lagatuta. She, I'm guessing, will be presenting a selection from a dance which will premiere at Movement Research in New York City in September 2018. A short film by Maya van der Schoot, Cetacea, features underwater footage and choreography by Aurora, shot off the coast of San Diego. The film featured at the 2018 Cali T2's Ideas Festival for Art and Technology. Aurora is a Chicago native and is presently based in Southern California. Her work has been described as bizarre and beautiful, as well as transformational and otherworldly by the Huffington Post. Aurora has been presented a theatre row in New York City, Electric Lodge and Highways Performance Space in Los Angeles. Gosh, this is speak for... I'm not quite getting what we're talking about here, but anyhow, she sounds pretty, I guess good at what she does. She holds a BA in theatre from Fordham University at Lincoln Center, New York City, and she is currently an MFA Contemporary Dance candidate. Hey, someone walked in. Maybe that might be my guest. No, it's Michael. Just Michael. Okay. Anyhow, back to the event. Aurora is going to be performing, is she? It's going to be an afternoon of dance and film, and it's at Aratoi on Sunday from 2 until 3. So head to Aratoi, 2 until 3. It's free, which is cool. Fabulous. All right, I might put on a song, and then I'll come back and I'll finish off these events, and maybe we'll get Michael to pop in and tell us about what he knows. Okay, we'll just do this track here by Solar Rosa. Enjoy. That was some Solar Rosa for you. Pretty rad. I like them. Okay. All right, we're going back to the events now. It's 8:34 in the morning. It's Friday am I too loud? Friday the 6th, of July. Very happy it's Friday. Always happy it's Friday. Okay, open mic night at the Dragon Inn. That's on every Wednesday. From what time? 7:30 p.m. Now, the Dragon Inn, do you know about the Dragon Inn? That's in Featherston. It's next to the supermarket there. It's in the old Gusto building, the old Gusto Cafe. The Dragon Inn is owned by Joanne, and what's her husband's name? I can't remember now, but they are, do you remember the Welsh Dragon Bar in Wellington? That's on Courtney Place, I think it used to be old public toilets back in the day, but anyway, that was always a place I ended up at the end of the night, the Welsh Dragon. Well, I don't know if that's still running, because Joanne and her husband have opened up the Dragon Inn in Featherston, so it's like they took their business from Courtney Place to Featherston, which is pretty awesome. Who knows if the one in Wellington's still running, but anyhow, pretty fun bar with lots of Welsh local beers, and she's a pretty good cook, I've heard. So come along, all musos and supporters. Head to the Dragon Inn on Wednesdays from 7:30 until 9:30. Now, there's super friendly staff, and they'll be hosting the open mic night. And come on down, have a go, have a listen, have a drink, have a bite to eat. It should be a fun night. There's a PA mic and leads provided. Bring your instrument of choice and get on the mic and show us what you've got. It starts at 7:30, so get down a little bit earlier to make sure you get a slot on the board. You can either do 3 songs or sing your heart out for 10 minutes, whichever comes first. Mic per person, all welcome. So that's quite cool. Head to the Welsh Dragon for that on a Wednesday. Pizza, pints and Pinot Grigio at Bar Salute every Wednesday by the looks of it. Every Wednesday? Yeah, it looks like it's every Wednesday. Here we go, every Wednesday. Come to Salute Restaurant in Greytown for pizza, pints and Pinot Grigio. Choose any pizza plus a tap beer or cider or glass of our Italian Pinot Gris for only $25. No substitutions, please. Gluten-free and vegan options are available for an additional charge. Excludes takeaway orders, and it's available for a limited time. When it says limited time, let's see how many sessions they've got here. It looks like it's running all the way till the end of August. So you've got a little bit of time to get in there, 2 months. So every Wednesday, pints and Pinot Gris at Bar Salute in Greytown. It's 83 Main Street. Salute, it's to the left of the town centre, the Greytown town centre. We've got a couple more things to go through. This sounds like something up my alley. The Wairarapa winter tasting menu and wine pairings for foodies. This is at Bar Salute. Gosh, they've got lots of events going on, don't they? Salute is proud to offer our latest set menu, expertly crafted to delight and inspire the food lover in you. Each course has been paired with a unique and beautiful wine that we feel not only complements but heightens the overall flavour profile for maximum enjoyment. So come in from the cold and warm up at Salute. Your taste buds will thank you. This month's tasting menu is offered nightly Wednesday through Sundays during dinner service and can be enjoyed 2 ways. There's a set menu for $60 per person. Now the set menu with matching wine flight pairing is $90 per person. So $60 for the set menu, $90 for the wine matches. Alternatively, each of the featured wines can also be enjoyed by the glass at the prices listed. Now, the first course, they've got quite a few options here. I mean, goat's cheese and nutty and prawn, melon and cheval salad. I'm sure it's absolutely exquisite food, but I don't know if I'll read them all out. Yay! Murray's here. That's awesome. Cool. Yeah, you jump in here, Murray, and I'll just read my final 2 events. We've got Life Drawing, that's at Ventana on Wednesday. Ventana Creative Collective in Martinborough, that's on Wednesday, 7:30pm. It's $50, and you do a class of life drawing, and there's limited spaces, but that $50 includes a beer from Martinborough Brewery and some nibbles to get you through the 1.5 hour period of drawing multiple poses. There's a person standing there bearing all, and you just observe and put your pen to paper and see what comes out. We'll get Murray on now. Now you're on microphone. That one, let's see if this works. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm very good. A little bit cold today.
I know, it's so chilly, isn't it?
It was rather. Yeah.
I thought maybe I didn't email you and double check that you were coming in, so I told everyone that it looks like you're not coming in and it was my fault.
No, it was my fault. Car wouldn't start. Well, it's actually the weather's fault. We'll put it down to the weather.
Yes, because I was very late this morning, and it's because I couldn't drive anywhere because there was such thick ice on my windscreen.
It's a cold one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cold one, indeed.
We'll blame the weather.
Yep.
So tell me, what do you do, Murray?
At the law centre?
Yeah.
Ah, right, okay. I'm the manager at the law centre, Wairarapa Community Law Centre.
Where is that, by the way?
We're, what's the best way to describe it? We're across the road from the Jackson Street Bar, upstairs in the Sports Wairarapa building.
Yes.
Big white building on the corner there.
We all know where that is, I think.
Yep.
Oh, cool. And so what happens in this law centre?
At the law centre, what is a law centre? Well, we're...
Are you a lawyer?
No, I'm not a lawyer. Nope. I've worked for the law centre for just over 20 years now. But yeah, we'd be... There's across New Zealand, there would be around about, I think, 24 community law centres, and the Wairarapa Community Law Centre would be the smallest law centre. We've got 3.5 staff.
3.5. Is it part-time? Person.
Yes, part-time, not a small person. Yeah. So we would be the smallest law centre. So, I mean, I guess law centres were set up, back in I think the earliest law centre was probably the early 70s. And the whole idea is that they're a centre where people can go for free legal information, assistance, advice, and education. So we do quite a mixture of things, really. Being the smallest law centre, we don't actually have a lawyer on staff, which I guess is a little bit surprising, quite right, yeah. And the first thing that people ask when they walk through the door is they say, "Where's your lawyer? I want a lawyer." And we say, "Well, actually, we don't have one on staff," and various reasons for that. But basically, I guess it's the way when we first started, we were really aim to service the whole of the Wairarapa. So we do outreach centres throughout the whole of the Wairarapa, from Paetua down to Featherston, Martinborough, Eketahuna, Greytown, Carlton. And because of that, I suppose our services evolved to be community based, but there was only so much funding about. So you either employ one lawyer or two other staff, sort of thing.
Okay.
So yeah, that was basically the reason why.
So you're there to give people legal advice.
Information. We're set up under an Act of Parliament, or we operate under an Act of Parliament. We're probably one of the very few community groups that actually do have legislative backing in a way, and the Act actually says that law centres shall provide the services being legal information, legal assistance, legal education, and legal advice. Yeah.
And what sort of legal training, I guess, then does the staff have?
Well, I'm very grateful for my staff, because I think the average length of service is 18 and a half, 19 years now. So,
wow.
I mean, to a degree, it's a huge amount of experience, I guess, that we have there. But we do have access to a very wide range of volunteer lawyers who come in and give their services free. So, I mean, if we can't help them with the staff we've got there, with our client services officers there at the centre, we can always book people in to see a volunteer lawyer. Now, that lawyer might not necessarily act for that person, because but they may well, they will certainly give them legal advice as to what they need to do and what needs to be done. I mean, I guess in New Zealand you've got a bit of a tiered service of law, and at the bottom, I guess, you have the law centres sort of at the bottom, and then above that you have legal aid, and above that still you have the private lawyers and that. So it's sort of like a bit of a pyramid form, I suppose. Yeah.
Can you give us some examples of what people typically might need some advice with?
Well, I suppose we cover a huge range of. I mean, the two main areas I guess we operate in would be family law, parenting, care of children, guardianship, day-to-day care, access, all those sorts of things. That would be one of the
So
big
like
things.
custody sort of.
Well, yeah, it's called day-to-day care now, but yeah, it's the old custody sort of thing. Yeah. But the other thing, and I suppose related to that, is relationship property issues, things like that. Parties separate. I guess the two things they worry about is the children and their assets. Yeah. So I mean, so we're there. We can certainly provide quite a lot of information and over in that area of what people need to do and how to go about it. The other area is employment. We do a lot of employment. And I guess you look at the Wairarapa, it's still primarily an agricultural base. A lot of the industry is. So, I mean, a lot of the jobs, I guess, are seasonal, temporary, weather dependent, low paid. The Wairarapa's traditionally been a very low paid area. So, I mean, there's a lot of issues, both legal and social, that fall out of that sort of work environment. And also the other thing is it's pretty much deunionised. People are on, most of the working people within the Wairarapa would be on individual contracts, which can be an abusive type situation. It's a power imbalance really in a way. So, I mean, I guess the one of the leading motivations behind the law centre is one of empowerment. A little bit of knowledge and goes a long way. And also, there's a huge amount of legislation out there which backs people's rights in a way, I guess, yeah. So if
that people might not be aware of.
That they're certainly not aware of, that's right, things like, I had an instance yesterday about holidays at work, well, it's covered by the Holidays Act, There's legislative backing to pretty much everything that happens in, say, workplace environment and family environment or, in family court, things like that. So a little bit of knowledge of what the legislation actually says and how it can be used goes a long way for individuals. So,
how do you get your name out there? I guess how do you? Because if people don't know if they don't know if you exist, you want people, you want to be there for people and give them the education they need.
It's a double-edged sword because we are very busy and So I mean, I guess if people have legal issues, it's not really till they have that issue that they look round to see what there is there. And I mean, the vast majority of people get by and life goes on without having, major legal disasters sort of thing. So, I mean, it's only when people have problems that they'll go out there and look what there is about. I mean, but as I said, we are that bottom tier, I guess, and we're often directing people to other organisations, other agencies. There's a myriad of organisations and agencies that have been set up that help people basically, and they're set up by statute. The electricity ombudsman, the insurance ombudsman, the savings ombudsman, there's the health and disability commission, there's the disputes tribunal. There's an endless list, I guess, of organisations that really are experts in their particular field. So we can give people basic information. Hey, you've got an issue to do with banks. Well, okay, what is it? Okay, well, there's a banking ombudsman. Here's how you go about making a complaint. Blah blah blah, and you can empower people and send them in the right direction. Hopefully, they would then sort their own issues out. Because I guess if we were to try and do everything,
you'd need to be a big
Absolutely.
Organisation for that.
Yeah, it'd just be an impossible task. So empowerment, I guess, is a big thing. Education empowerment's a very big thing that we work on. Yeah.
Where do you refer? Who's referring people to you?
I guess word of mouth's a big thing. People have been there before and talked about the law centre, and they put people through. Yeah, so I mean, I guess that's a big thing. We do only a very small amount of advertising because we find that, as I say, with 3.5 people, we
only can take on what you
we can only take on so much. Yeah. That's right. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. What do you like about your job?
I guess no 2 days are the same.
Yeah.
Really, you don't actually know what's going to walk through the door, who's going to walk through the door, and what sort of issue's going to walk through the door. And I guess in the 20-odd years that I've been there, you name it, I guess we've had involvement with it. And and also I guess although it doesn't happen often, the knowledge that you've actually had a successful outcome. Often we'll talk to people about their issues and inform what they need to do, and they'll go on their way, and you never actually hear the outcome. But every so often someone comes back with a thank you card or a cake they've made or something like that, and you think, well, actually, that was really good. And I think the majority of people we talk with are quite capable of sorting out their issues once they, first of all, understand what they are.
Yeah.
Because that's a big thing. It often takes, you sit down with a person, it might take 20 minutes, half an hour to actually nail down the issue, what it is, because lots of things get tied up and they get on a roll, and no, that's peripheral, put that aside, no, that's not important, put that aside, this is what you've got to concentrate on. And so it's really good to get positive feedback that we have been successful, I guess, yeah.
That's good. Have you ever considered being a lawyer yourself?
No. Well, age and stage, I suppose.
I don't know how they do it, to be honest.
It's tough, and I must admit, family law is a really tough, emotional, hard thing, and I guess we've got some great lawyers in the family lawyers in the Wairarapa, and the majority are women. Yeah. And so the law's getting a bit of a bad rap at the moment, and there's various things going on, and I guess over the years things like legal aid's been cut, the court systems have been rehashed, and a lot of family law is now left to the only ones who really will operate in that area are women, and it's a real shame, really, actually, that it's gone that way, but that's what's happened.
Yeah.
But a great number of volunteer lawyers out there who really provide real good support for the law centre.
That's good. Okay. And if you've got a message for people out there, maybe someone's going through some sort of struggle and they're worried because they don't know where to go for help, do you have any advice for them?
I guess is try and step back a bit and clarify what the issue is. Clarify what's important and what's not important. That's first step, and then look around to see what agencies are available to go. And within the Wairarapa, there's a huge community network of different agencies that are specialists in different areas. And I mean, we're a community law centre, but that, in some respects, makes us a jack of all trades and master of none, really. So, I think it's important people clarify what their particular issue is first of all, and gather together all the information that they can, and then take it from there. Yeah.
I guess money's a big barrier for people getting the help that they need. I mean, there's legal aid, but you need to be referred to that through.
Well, you can apply for legal aid, that's right, and it is income and asset tested, that's right, and it's also the type of issue is, it's dependent on the type of issue, the outcome, potential outcome of successful outcome, so there's a few bearings that are there on whether a person gets legal aid or not. I guess money's the root of all evil, and money's certainly the root of a lot of problems that people have. Even the law centre, we were operating on a frozen budget from 2008 through to actually May of this year.
Because of the change in government?
Well, my budget that I was working with in May of this year was exactly the same as it was in May of 2008. So so we were really impacted by 10 years of frozen funding. So it was really, really difficult to hold on staff and keep going.
Is your staffing the same as 10 years ago?
Yes.
Yeah, because you just cracked those numbers, eh?
Yeah, I must be too easy on them. No, I've got a really good staff who've stood with the law centre all the way despite that frozen funding, and it has been a difficult journey. In the first budget, or the budget that came out in May, we did get a slight funding increase, and we'll see how that goes. So, things are looking, certainly looking positive at the moment. But in terms of clients out there, money is certainly an issue. And I guess if people say, could they afford a lawyer? And, well, most people will say, lawyers are very expensive. And that's quite true.
I couldn't even afford a lawyer if I needed one.
No. And I guess, you're sort of, one of the things we've been noticing over the last 4 or 5 years is the increasing number of working poor. We get people through the door we would never seen before with issues that, and I guess certainly there is that, the rise of the working poor is becoming quite apparent to organisations that work out there in the community, I think, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Murray, well, you're doing a great job out there.
Thank you.
Yeah, good on you for, for having a little... It's almost like you're the law version of the Citizen Advice Bureau.
Well, in a way, I guess, as I said, I'm very lucky to have really competent staff behind the law centre and long-serving staff too, and it makes a difference. And I think the law keeps changing. So, whilst I think CAB do a very good job, I think it must be very difficult if you only sort of have a very peripheral, or involvement with the law. But if you're working full time,
exactly, you're the specialists.
You certainly get a lot more experience in that. I mean, I'm certainly not a specialist. I wouldn't go as far as say that. As I say, we sort of know a little bit about a lot, not a lot about a little.
But you give people the general gist in which direction they need to go.
Absolutely. We would like to think that. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Now, do you want to have a guess at what the weather's going to be, what the high's going to be today?
14, I thought on.
Did you?
I don't know. Yeah, I'll go with 14.5.
14. Oh, yeah, all right. I'm going to have to wrap up the show now.
Thank you.
But thank you so much for coming in,
and my
Murray.
apologies for being late.
No, that's fine. It's turned out well. I'm just going to have to rush to work now.
Okie dokes.
I'll just let people know what the weather's going to be, but I'll switch your microphone off if you like, and you're free to go.
Okay.
Thanks, Murray. All right, we're looking at the temperature now in Masterton. It says 3.8, but it feels like 3. It tells you to put 3 to 4 layers of clothing on. We've got a high of 14. Yep, Murray was right. Fine morning frosts. Northwesterlies developing in the afternoon. Tomorrow, we've got a high of 15. We've got an overnight low of 10. That doesn't sound too bad. Becoming cloudy, chance evening rain, gusty northwesterlies. And then on Sunday, we've got a high of 16 and a low of 9. Well, I better thank Trust House for sponsoring the show. Thanks for tuning in. You've been listening to WHAM Wairarapa with me, Hayley Gastmeyer. I'm in the studio from 8 a.m. every Friday morning. Telling you what's happening in the region. So tune in next week and I'll be back then. Have a great weekend, stay safe and stay warm. Ka kite.
Rango nā te wā hangu